Hey folks, welcome back. Lawrence here with 706 Fly Guy, and today we're continuing on with our Casting Masterclass series. And the flavor of the week, the reach cast. The reach cast is nothing more than an aerial mend, meaning that when I cast my line out straight, I'm going to mend the line in the air. And the way in which I'm going to do that is I'm simply going to lay my rod tip down to the right or down to the left, 90 degrees from my body, creating a triangle. And we'll discuss that in a moment. But real quick, a couple uses for this is if I have a fish directly in front of me and I'm trying to cast over it for the target and I don't want my line to land on top of the fish and spook it, I use this cast to get to the side of it. Another is if I'm casting over slower water into faster water or over faster water into slower water. Of course, once my line hits, those lines are gonna move at different speeds, so I wanna take care of that quickly. I'll discuss that further in a future video where we get a little bit more in depth, but today I just want you to know the basics so that we can get you out here practicing and then on the river using this cast. One more thing before I go, you guys know me, I preach practice, and one of the best ways to do that out here is to take a little yarn, or in my case I've got glow bug yarn here, and you just tie it on like you would a regular fly, and this becomes your fly, because it's kind of pointless to just get out here and be slinging flies around, or your line around rather, at no intended purpose or target. So again, perfect practice makes perfect. But let's just dive right into this. Okay, so this cast is extremely similar to the pickup lay down in the sense that I am going to pick my line up, I'm going to send it out and lay a rod down, right? However, as I mentioned, I wanted to create a triangle on this one to my right. And if you look at the diagram here to my, it's going to be your right, you can see the way the triangle is formed is an invisible line from me to the target, from the target down the fly line to the rod tip, and then the whole length of the rod. And as you can see, that takes the fly line and puts it out of the way of, say, a fish or a change in variable speeds of water. So again, we're creating a triangle. Now, where the difference comes here, we got to think about, if I've got about 20 feet of line out and I'm doing a pickup lay down and I lay it down, all that line is going to go out and be fine. However, when I change this up and I move my rod tip, remember my rod is 9 feet long. I'm yanking 9 feet of line back away from my intended target. So the way I'm going to compensate for that is I'm going to keep my line that I need to get to the target, say 20 feet. Then I'm going to pull off the rod length plus a foot or two off my reel so that it can slide through the guides. So here I am, there's my distance. And I need this as I'm casting, and the momentum is taking the line out to where it needs to go. As I'm laying my rod tip to my right, the rest of this line right here is going to slide through the guides, and it should look like this. You get a couple false casts out there to the target, and then I lay it down. Now, if you're watching, I'm keeping good line control. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll talk about the line control here. I'm sending it out there and then down. And so basically what's happened here for my line control is I'm making an okay sign, okay? Keeping that line within my okay sign so that as it's flying through, whenever I'm ready for the stop, all I've got to do is pinch it down and we're there, we're ready to go. So one more time. As you can see, it all lays down nice and smooth and we're ready to go. Now folks, if you're liking this content, please do me a favor and subscribe, like, share, and definitely please comment. I'm anxious to see what you're all thinking about the series, ways we could improve, things we could put on here to you know, get better educational information out. So until the next time, tight lines.